I am super excited to help you today get started with your PPP analysis. So, the first thing that you'll see is the practice portal when you log in. Now we're going to start creating your client so that you can run the analysis. So, what you want to do is go to the Create Client, here, the green button. I typically like to open in a new tab so that I can go back to it and reference back to the list super quickly. Let's get started with the company name. Let's suppose that my company is it's called Best Tacos Ever. It's going to be an end client, and you will want to have your client in the advisory subscription because this is the one that will allow you to run the PPP analysis. So then you want to pay it. It's going to be cheaper for you. And also, you want to have full control of the analysis. You don't need to work on the next sector right now. All you need to do is just hit create. If you wanted to integrate your client from QuickBooks to MoreReporting, then you can just go ahead and click connect to QuickBooks. Then you'll have a prompt. It will ask you to look into QuickBooks, and then it will ask you to locate your firm and then your client. And when you do that, then you might want to have the NAICS code so that you can run the benchmark analysis as well later on. But right now, let's focus on the PPP loan forgiveness. I'm going to refresh this page, or I'm just going to come to the client overview. So make sure you go to client overview, and then you'll be able to find the company. So I'm going to call this Best Tacos. Good. So you can use a search bar there so that you can find your firm. Then go to the clipboard icon, and you'll see two folders. They create new report. These are all the templates of reports that you can generate, and these are all the analytics that you can generate. So right now, we're just going to go to the PPP forgiveness analysis, right click on it, and we're going to open the analysis. So the first thing that you'll see here is the forgiveness amount calculation, and then the PPP Schedule A. You will also see a few buttons here that I will explain in a second what they are. Then you'll have the cover period fields for you to add all the input, as well as salary reduction verification. The system is going to calculate for you whether there's been a salary reduction or not, and by how much. And then if the employee does not qualify for safe harbor, then the system is going to calculate the reduction, right? So then you have FTE reduction option 1 and option 2. We recommend filling them out because then you'll be able to optimize the FTE quotient. So what you want to do is the system is going to pick for you which one is the closest to the covered period FTE, and then reduce the loan amount reduction. So you want to be able to maximize the loan forgiveness. So you have all these different fields. As you can see, when you put your cursor over one of these items that have an underlined, then you'll be able to click on them, and you'll have a text that will explain to you what you need to add and why you need to add it and what you should do. So that is the case of a lot of the field inputs so that you have a better idea of what you need to do. Now, I'm going to show you how to make this very simple to fill out. And that is by going to the Import Excel. So you can actually upload an Excel spreadsheet with all the information without you having to complete manually again, right? Because most likely you already have an Excel spreadsheet, or that's what you want to do before even completing anything here. And so you can just upload it and not have to do all this again. The one thing that I need to mention is that we do have a special formatting for that. So the first thing you need to do is download the example file. And once you download it, I'm going to show you the example that I have here so that you can see what it looks like. This is what the Excel spreadsheet looks like. So you have the employees, then you have all these different field inputs. Again, if you don't know what these mean or what you should put, then you can just go ahead and look at the analysis and say, okay, so what is the owner, employee, or partner? What do I need to do here? Oh, okay, so now you know what you need to do. Then you do have all these different tabs here for the different sections of the PPP analysis. Yeah, that's all you need to do. So once you have that Excel spreadsheet ready, come back here, browse for the file. So right now I'm going to upload this one and then click on upload. And you'll see that in just a couple seconds, you're going to have everything filled out for you. So that's super, super cool. I'm going to close that tab. So now we have payroll cause of 2000, and we have all this information that we need to have all filled out and ready. Now, the next thing that you want to do, just come to the edit button here, the gear, and add, okay, what's the loan amount? So let's suppose that the loan amount is 5K. Then what's the disbursement day? So let's suppose it's the 21st April. And because of that, we can choose between 8 weeks to 24 weeks. So I'm actually going to run two analysis because I want to see the difference between 8 weeks and 24 weeks. It will also depend on the context, right? So you know your client, you know what situation they're in, and what's gonna work better for them. And if you need to go back to the maximization webinar with Johan, then that's gonna help a lot with figuring out what's gonna be best to increase the forgiven amount. Now, the next thing too is if your client pays bi-weekly or more frequent, then you'll be able to choose the alternative payroll cover period. So then you need to go to loan forgiveness application tab here. Make sure that you fill out all this information. And this is for the form, okay? So this is not for the calculations, only for the form that I'll show you in a minute that will be generated. So then come here, click on bi-weekly, for example, and then you'll see that when you go back to the calculator, you'll be able to choose this and say, okay, my alternative cover period is going to start the 27th. So there you go. Make sure that you keep track of the cover period starting April 21st because your non-payroll is going to be based on that period, not the alternative cover period. Now, one more thing that I want to mention is that if you're not going to integrate your client from QuickBooks to MoreReporting, you'll need to do this manually instead of auto-filled, and so you need to enter the amounts here. So make sure that you uncheck this and then enter the fields there. And once you finish completing all that, you click on Submit. And now the calculator is going to say, okay, how much is going to be forgiven for this person? The loan was 5K. We've spent only 2,000. So this is what this person would have to pay back. Again, we haven't done any of the maximization so far. So that will be for another video or reference back to the webinar. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is when you need to submit the form to the lender. So you're going to click on download PDF. Then you have a choice here depending on which one applies to your client. Let's suppose that we choose that one. We're going to open here for you to see. So here the form has been generated for you with all these different fields filled out automatically and the calculations. As you can see, you will have to sign this with a pen. We're not going to autofill that. And then here you have the tables and all the calculations that you need. So this is really cool. As you can see, it's pretty quickly. It's just about gathering all the information that you need. And then one thing that I don't want to forget to mention is that here you have all these different icons where you can, in this case, for example, upload files. So this person, all you need to upload for this person is just the pay stubs. Let's suppose that they were fired. for costs. So then we click here and then we come to the file and you can see how there is another field. So if you choose that, then you browse and you upload the documentation that is going to prove that this person was fired for cause. So make sure that you add all this documentation and keep it safe, right, in the system. You can also make any comments here that are necessary in regards to what was happening with this employee and documentation that you need, etc. These icons are for you to fill out. If you're not going to use the Excel spreadsheet, you're going to come directly to the calculator. Yes, you need to fill out the hours and what was paid here in this data input areas. So you'll see that throughout the calculator. You'll also see, for example, here we have in the cover period that the system calculates automatically the FTEs using the advanced and the simple methods. Then you also have the exceptions here. So if you go to the edit button, and you go to, this is one of the exceptions for the easy form, then you come here and you have another exception, unable to return to previous business level. So if you click there, then it will ask you to upload evidence of that as well. The validation error, this is telling you that you need to upload certain files. So if you have not been able to upload files, the calculator, the analysis is going to let you know, hey, you need to upload all these different items to make sure that you are good to go. So as you can see, and here we have the FTE reduction quotient. So you'll see that we have the cover period, then we have option 1 and option 2, and then we have the quotients. And the system is going to pick the most efficient quotient to make sure that you are good to go. So the quotient here is 1, which is really good, but we still need to work on maximizing the forgiveness by adding some of the non-payroll and see if you could be paying commissions or anything like that. So this is it for today. One more thing is, don't forget to save. Always save after you have uploaded all the information, edited the gear here, and also you can create a duplicate here in the blue button. If you click on it, the system is going to generate a duplicate. Now what you want to do is come in here and say, okay, this is going to be the a week report. And then you will want to run an 8-week report, and then you will want to upload the information based on the 8 weeks, right? So make sure that you change the name so that you can identify them between each other. If you go back to the client overview, we're gonna refresh so that I can show you where you can locate the analysis. So there you go. We go to the clipboard icon, and now you can see the two analyses under the folder called Analytics. Okay, so remember that these are the templates, and remember that then when they're generated, these are reports already generated. You don't need to go to the templates anymore. You just come here, and then you open the report that you have created under the folder Analytics. Okay, so please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any other questions. We'll be happy to help, and make sure to register to the Q&As and other trainings with Johan and with myself. Have a wonderful day, and talk to you later.